Welcome back, crafty friends. I am here for a double dip here. This is a sketch, day 5, from Gloria Montross for Chrissy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches, and also a leftover from May I Scraplift You, and it was day 18 for Jessie Broadmerkle, who is Jessie B Scrapbooking on Instagram. And so I originally pulled this for May I Scraplift You, and I was really inspired by the brick stenciling that was on Jessie's original layout, as well as the mixed media on the background. So this is where I was starting, that I did start with mixed media on, since I was doing a 9 by 11 layout, that I did use watercolor paper. And this is a new set of watercolors to me, and I actually ordered these through Amazon, and they're called Metallic Accents, and let's see if I can find a brand. Oh, they're from Prima. And so they're metallic accents. You get these 12 different colors, and they are really awesome. The few times that I've played with them so far, that they have been fun. So here I just use the packaging technique and pulled a little bit with my paintbrush and put it on some plastic packaging and just kind of smooshed it around until I got some areas that went from diagonal top to the lower bottom. And I knew which picture I wanted to use, and I kind of had in the back of my mind that I wanted to use the new collection from 49 and Market, Academia. And so I knew the general colors that I wanted to work with, but I didn't have the collection yet, because when I made this layout, or at least when I made this background, I hadn't had a chance to run to my local scrapbook store and get it. So I was just kind of in general working with the colors that I thought would work good. And so I chose the gold, and then here I'm coming in with that. It's kind of a brickish orangey color, and I was pretty sure it was going to look really good with that collection. So here I'm coming in with that second color. I'm just doing the same thing, adding that to the background, a little bit less than the gold. And so then I go ahead and let that dry. And as you can see, I'm doing the packaging, but then also I do grab a brush as well and add some splatters. So here I'm making what I'm going to use my brick, or to make my bricks. So I took the Tim Holtz uh, opaque matte texture paste, and I put some out on some packaging, and I added a couple of drops of the aged mahogany distress ink re-inker, and that made a really concentrated color with my texture paste, which looked a lot like brick. So then I used the Tim Holtz, the larger sized stencil, and here is where you can see that the sketch kind of comes in, that I had started working with the sketches. And so there is essentially the upper circle and the lower circle. And then I kind of go rogue from the sketch and add a couple of other areas of brick stenciling to my layout, because I'm not very good with white space. So I just felt like I wanted some more areas, and plus I still had some colored stencil paste to use, so I didn't want that to go to waste either if I had some left, and I did use most of it to get those. Let's see, did I end up? I did do just those 5 areas. So here I'm showing you the stencil that I used, and then this is kind of where I stopped my process. And after I got my pictures developed, and I was able to purchase the Academia collection by 49 and Market, then here's where I am starting to put my layout together. So this was probably about 2 weeks later after I started that background. And so I did decide that I needed to add more of the mixed media there once I had gone through all the ephemera and everything and decided what my design was going to be overall. So I did trim down my background page and decided to mat it with the brick paper from Academia. And so that was the only piece that didn't come from the Academia. That was from the Ochre. And I thought since I was kind of going with the school theme, but not really, that I thought the notebook went with the theme, as well as the gold in that notebook spiral piece of ephemera went with the rest of the collection. So I use that as my base for where my photo is going to go. And then the ephemera pack with the collection had these frames in it, and this one fit perfectly over my 3x4 photo. And this is my grandson and his mom, my daughter, and they had on matching jackets, actually matching everything for a photo shoot. And they were just looking really cute together, so I thought it looked really good with the brick and just a basic general layout, just documenting this photo, that it was his 6-month photo session, and just another fun picture to scrapbook. So I tried not to focus on the school themed items from the ephemera. So again, I take another one of these frames and I decide to make a cluster at the bottom and the top. And this kind of gives it a space for it to ground it instead of just kind of floating there on the brick. So here I'm trying to decide if I'm going to take it off the page or if I'm going to leave it on and over the top of the brick. And ultimately I do decide I actually switch to use a different piece of frame because I needed more than what I had left on that other one that I cut off. And I've just had some other ephemera bits that I am adding to those areas. And so my title is Little Champ, and then I picked out some other words that say things like awesome and you got this and wow, and just some circles with stars and different bits and pieces just to add to the embellishment clusters. So a few pieces I did pop up on my craft foam and used the glue press to put that down, as well as with some dry adhesive as well, that with that texture paste that it needed a lot of extra glue, both wet and dry, just to make sure that it gets down in those crevices and really attaches to the paper and um, the stenciling. So that was just a little extra, and sorry for that earthquake there that I think I bumped my camera stand. There might be another one here too. I think I remember really bumping my camera stand on one of my recent videos, but I can't remember which one it was. So whether the earthquake is this one or a different one, we will see when it just pops up, and hopefully it'll be a short one, and we could just move on. So here I'm trying to figure out how much foam adhesive I need to get the height of my picture and the height of my title at the same height, and so I figure out just I need a little bit at the bottom and the rest can just glue on. And I did leave that twine extra long because I wanted to tie a bow, but I find it easier to tie bows once I actually have it on the layout and it's stuck down, rather than trying to hold that tiny piece and work with the twine to get the bow to look how I want. So here I'm putting that top cluster area together. let's see. And of course, once I take it off, I can't remember. I kind of mess around with it again for placement to see how I finally end up putting it down. And so there, I finally decided that's where it's going. So then I do pop the circle up, and then I dig through my stash and find some enamel dots that go with the collection because, again, for a long time, I just didn't reach for my enamel dots on my layouts. That I think I originally purchased so many because I wanted to use them on cards, and I don't know, I've kind of gotten away from making cards for a while, that only for certain things. And so now I'm just trying to make an effort to use some of those products that I bought for a reason. I liked them. I like enamel dots. I just hadn't reached for them lately. So that has been one of my goals this year, is to use up some of those enamel dots. And this layout helped me get a few more of those used. So um, let's see, what else do I have? That I do use my T-square ruler to get that piece on straight. And I think after I put my enamel dots on, I do just put a little journaling on the underneath that "you got this," that just says 6 months old. Just so I can remember how old he was when we took this picture. And there go on my enamel dots. And this is getting close to wrapping things up. So if you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave those below. And if you wouldn't mind giving me a like and subscribe to my channel, that would be great. And thanks for stopping by and watching my creative process. And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.